name is Aixa Alfonso. I'm at the University of Illinois, Chicago. I am an associate professor in the Department of Biological Sciences. In terms of using resources from the hub, I am using some of what they have related to teaching, and I'm using and also inclusive participation of students as well as culturally relevant didactic information. So the resources provided online by the hub are extremely useful because even though I have some information as to what is good practice for any of those topics, by having references, by having specific examples, by having additional information, then I can enrich what I already know and do it better. The hub is important because it was really an opportunity to give others an opportunity to access the resources that the National Science Foundation had. And it's not only to target people to get funded through NSF, but it gives individuals many tools to be better at applying to funding at any agency, not just NSF. It also exemplifies how spreading knowledge is a useful activity for all of us, okay? And so by creating these communities, it was extremely important for me and clearly from the people that have presented at this meeting, it's been an extremely important opportunity for them. I am interested in supporting what the hub has done and accomplished, and hopefully will continuously impact others, even though funding is no longer there. After you learn how to do these things, then you can then try to implement those things in many different scenarios. And so, for example, the reason I'm professor today at a university is because I have a professor at my undergraduate institution that allowed me to experience research directly. And so I feel very strongly that by providing an opportunity to undergraduates at my institution, hopefully some of them will also become faculty at institutions, and they themselves can then learn how to engage other students in that institution. So it's more like of a renewable cycle, if you want. Learning how to write a grant is important, but being aware of what are good practices in many other areas of educating our student population is also very important. I am interested in having their voice heard. Their voice meaning students and faculty from minoritized or underrepresented students. It's important that they are heard. And one way to do so is to prepare them to be at the tables or in the rooms or in the spaces where people that make decisions about those things are. And the only way, in my opinion, to do that is by giving experiences that allow you to get into those spaces. So you need to finish high school if you're going to go to college, and then you need to finish college to then do either professional development or involve yourself in a profession or continue training to become ultimately an academic or somebody working at a company, for example. I feel strongly that individuals within our communities don't get that opportunity because of lack of exposure and also because of racialized practices in the schools where you go to are dependent on, certainly in Illinois, dependent on property values. So if you're in a poor community, you just have fewer resources. You may go to a university, but once you're at a university, you get discouraged from fulfilling the degree that you really would like to pursue because you're kind of told, maybe you're not made for it or you're not as good for that. And I just think that's wrong. And so I want to try in what I have capacity to do, which is to change the exposure my students have to all those other resources. I have been impressed by the energy of the conference so far. I'm impressed by the commitment of the people that are gathered here for this conference. And I commend Elva and Maria Elena and others that have been, everybody that has volunteered, because I think they've accomplished a lot. That is very good.